Hi there. I wanted about talk about speaking in tongues and demystifying it a little bit. Um, so, speaking in tongues is actually something that everyone has the capability to do. It's as everyone has the ability to create and bring forth something into the world that has never been done before. And it comes from understanding that in artistic expressions, it's impossible to make a mistake. A lot of people have trouble with this for whenever they're trying to express themselves, they feel like there's a right way to do it. Now, it could be speaking in tongues, it could be um, dancing, drawing, writing. They feel like there's a certain way to do it, and that's how mistakes occur. They're like, oh, well, that didn't align with what I did, so therefore it was a mistake. But if you work with those mistakes at first, eventually you'll get to a point where you feel that no mistakes can be done. If you're constantly working and playing with your mistakes, eventually work transforms to play, where there is no pressure to come to a certain outcome. And that's when the chains are gone and you're able to express yourself freely. And I feel there's a certain space that your mind can enter into where you're really intimate with your own verb, to the point that whatever comes out comes authentic regardless of what it is. But you got to understand that there is no right way to express yourself. Um, and if you approach it with that, you will be able to play, and then look back and be like, my God, how did that come out of me? How did this masterpiece come out of me? But that's because you weren't comparing it to anything the entire time. Um, but as far as speaking in tongues, I just want to share something that I can do. I call it speaking in tongues because it's coming from the heart. It's coming from that place within you. Now, this isn't going to be English and this isn't going to be Spanish. It's just whatever it is. Telefa, garete talete. Salemo mare care papale la letsa sare mayara vale popo para fale. Tere pale kale kokare solo rava. Sele pale tareto susava. Dirimu malale robe sozera la que coopera tare sala tarabe tare. Semo mama weya sala kakare. Teremo malesa pale. Sare male korota, trebo male, sara vale korosa, ramelo pare pore, que cocare sole fore, serebe la le totareta, calale male sofaveta. I had to cut that video short because I started feeling disingenuine. Which brings me to this next topic. when you're expressing yourself, there's two fundamental rules to master any artistic expression that you could possibly imagine. And the first rule is easy, the first step is easy, second step difficult. First step is a little bit of initiative, little tiniest bit of will, because you got to jump into the artistic expression. The second step, which most people find very difficult, is simply know self. A lot of people are like, well, what do you mean no self? But it's talked about multiple times. It's when you really get lost in your artistic expression, there is no self anymore. There is no you. As to say, when someone, like say a little kid, right? This happens to everyone. It's just we don't talk about it. A little kid is playing with his toys. He doesn't exist. He's not the experiencer playing with the toys he is just the experience. When you enter into the state of no self, the number one thing you notice is that your experiencer is gone, and all that exists is the experience. People talk about this very nonchalantly when they talk about, oh, I lost myself in a dance. I lost myself. And there's a lot to that, because to be able to enter into that space where you are able to create something new only comes when you lose your experiencer and enter into the experience of it all. Now, I guess I could show you, but a lot of people, once they enter into that where it's just the experience, they end up forgetting to jump back into it once they catch themselves. So let's say I'm just dancing, right? And then I notice myself dancing, and then suddenly I'm like very rigid because I'm trying to still seem smooth. But all you have to do then is jump back into no self to be able to create what you want to do, and understand that in art there is no mistakes. In artistic expression, there is no mistakes. And you don't see the mistakes when you're just lost in the experience.